So good evening, friends. Good evening, family. Good evening, humans, aliens, hybrids, and all the rest. Did you miss us since yesterday? Hopefully you watched some of the previous ones. It's very important. You have to listen every single one, at least 3 times. First in the morning, then afternoon, then late at night. Until you start really vomiting every single time when you hear my voice or when you see my face. That's a good sign. So which means all the aliens, implants and the rest of the crap is leaving you. You think you're single inside this nice body of yours? You think only one single person lives there? Or being? Or entity? Nah. When you learn, eventually, it's actually hundreds. Some are in thousands, depending on their, let's call it greed or collective consciousness of being mother of all and so on. So just for this nice intro, today's title goes something like this. Churches, temples, synagogues, and mosques. What is the true meaning behind these buildings? So can you imagine why we're actually doing these buildings? Builders are doing it for the sake of earning some money, being famous. But why you are actually going in there? Did you consider? Did you consider why you have to be every Sunday, or in Muslim religion 5 o'clock, or whatever time frame that you set up, a day or a week or a Sunday or a Saturday, depending on the religion where you actually kind of belong, in the quotes, not really knowing why you're doing this silly stuff. Can you consider that these buildings are there just to steal something from you? That's okay. So, buildings as a structure is very important. But building as a symbol, it's extremely important in many people's lives. So you're actually going into the symbols. You're building the symbols. You are worshipping the symbol. Now a question of what? What these symbols means. Many say different things. God, Yahweh, whatever, Allah. I don't even know how many of these are there. But these are just symbols. Buildings as such represent almost like a socket, like a plug with a little 3 or 4 or 5 little tentacles, and they plug. So they plug into where? Okay. I'll continue in a couple of minutes. Okay, Denise would like to say something too.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, well, the question was asked whether we need any of those buildings. In short, no, we don't need any of those buildings to connect to Source. But we were made to believe that we need to attend a ceremony or a service, depending on the type of religion that you belong to, that you need to make your contribution there, donate money to a church or to your God, to buy yourself out of your sins to go to heaven. And that they the go-between you and God, which is...
Can you buy me out?
Oh, I don't know, I'll consider that, Mother. But It is an absolute total nonsense, because God's source will never ask you for any money, for anything. So no donation. All you need to do is just to connect to your own source, is to go within, as we've always told you. But in short, no donations required, no buildings are required. There is just no go-between. But what they're actually doing is to cord you. We call it cording, where they actually connect. When you attend a service, they connect to your energy field and drain you from that energy while you attend a service. And the church buildings are done in a specific way, where you've got spears, where they channel it to a higher entity, and a controller for that matter. So we don't need any of that. Your body is a temple, and you need to remember that whatever we were told in the past by your mother, your grandmother, and other civilizations is total and absolute nonsense. They try to keep you away from connecting with your own source in your own privacy, and made you believe that you need to actually rescind your sins by going to a priest and ask him for forgiveness, which is not in a position to do any of that. You are on your own, I need to tell you. Nobody can do it for you. This is your job. So in short, I want to just say that we will obviously elaborate in detail about cording, but for now, Pedro, this is yours to explain to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Nice. Ooh, cording. That's a new expression word for me. But anyway, absolutely the same meaning as my sockets and the cables and plugins and hooks and whatever I was using before. I like this cording. Mother cuts the cord from the baby. You actually have enough strength to cut your cords from your parents when you think you're grown up. What you do with this cording, basically, you're just chucking a big chunks of their energy. For the time being, they think they have to support you, and then they don't actually disconnect from you, or you don't want to disconnect from them, and you continue cording from them, from your parents, from your grandparents, from your dead ancestors, from your dead previous civilizations. Okay? So imagine how much energy do you need to create to actually support all this bunch of clowns. They're just sitting around and feeding off you. Exactly same terminology used for the churches, for the temples, for the synagogues, and the rest of these, they call it fake institutions. They pretend. But okay, another thing, same thing for the governments, postal office, taxing office, and so on. Same thing. But now we'll stick just for the religion in this particular video. So, beautifully said, Denise. Temple is your body. Your church is your body, not some building which was built with the crushed bones of little babies and all the dead, and built into the mortar just to keep the stones. And some of these stones are very, very dirty. Some are dark stones. Some are stones full of some kind of black, green goo, whatever you want to call this. It's almost like a dark entity who came here by force, pretending and knowing that he cannot be here, and pretending that this is just a goo, and this is just some kind of invisible virus or parasite that is feeding off you. By the God's creation, this, our little planet, is supposed to be absolutely clean of all this mess. So who brought all these synagogues, churches, religions? Muhammad's, Jesus's, Allah's, and the rest of the clowns. These same aliens who you think that you're worshipping some kind of freakish gods. I'm not saying that God doesn't exist, but not in the form that you have to find a connection with them, with him or with them. In this case I said good. And to be healed, to be forgiven, to be cleansed of all your illnesses and cleansed of all your, how you say, wrongdoings. Yeah, sins. Okay? So who's there to help you, to protect your own temple? There's no outside anybody. Nobody. Not even this invisible creator, prime creator, care less what you're going to do with your body. But these fake local gods are doing this in a very sneaky, dirty way. Bring you into the churches, bring you into the synagogues. And then what they do? They really plug into you and suck you out. I mean, can you just stop allowing to be sucked out? That's why you're getting older. That's why you're getting sick. That's why you're getting angry. And on top of this, all the negative entities, all the entities who are really, really nasty, you know where they hang on? In synagogues, in churches, in medical institutions, in surgical rooms, on the graveyards, and so on. So, what to do with this? Do you have any idea?
Well, in the new earth, there should not be any of those buildings. And what we discovered is that, and what we know about is that they fused bones in the which they finally created in the mortar. There's enough information out there. They can even look at the Da Vinci Code and is it the devils and demons?
Demons and devils.
Watch that program. There's a lot of truth in there, and then you'll realize that it's not required in future. We only need to cherish and keep your body healthy, align yourself, and connect with your own spirit. And that is the gateway to heaven for you, if you really want to think there's another heaven. But yes, that's your gateway to God, and not somebody or priest from outside. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda.
Okay. I think that's enough. You had enough thoughts to ponder if you want to hear this. But if you don't want to hear it, please hear it. Because it will give you a chance to start resonating what is really inside of you. Inside each one of you. Alien, hybrid, and me, you. It's a spark. And this is the temple that you are mandatory to discover and to cherish it with every single breath of yours. Okay, so another question. How to cherish your body as a temple? We'll leave it for next time. Ciao.